right, some more thoughts. Maybe the goal ain't happiness, but the goal is creativity, innovation. So I don't know, I think a lot of people are chasing quote unquote happiness in life. I would actually say this is not a good strategy, because then it gets us wasting money on unnecessary things. I think also some people think it's like having like a certain mission in life. I don't think it's quite that either. I think it's, I don't know, it's just like I think you're like allowing yourself to be like a child again. It's like having fun. It's funny, even fun is kind of a commoditized thing. It's like yeah, probably the best thing I would describe a child is like, what is a child? It's curious, it's physical, never standing still, playful, kind of fun, funny, hilarious, joyful. Maybe joyful is better. Yeah, getting nice views. Don't be the loser in the Porsche. Real men drive Prius. Oh wow, nice sunrise. Yeah, never miss another sunrise again. Your what up, street talk, street god, street vlogs, or come to the house sites and thoughts. If you live in LA, why range doesn't really matter. So thought, you live in LA, the fact of the matter is you're going to be gridlocked for most of your existence. What does that mean? That means you're going to be stuck according to the whims of traffic, and the best way to deal with this is unfortunately plan your life around traffic. Also, shout out to my friend Matthias and also Brian Sparks, Stockholm, Sweden. No such thing as bad weather, only bad clothing. So merino wool leggings, merino wool shirt, down vest. Seems like a good way to beat the cold. Even like LA this morning, it's like woke up super early and then it's like 48 degrees out. It's pretty cold for LA. So yeah, the best thing about driving to the hills, living on top of a hill, you get the maximum natural light, wake up with the sunrise. Actually, that's the big problem, and also just trees and stuff, right? So the big problem is yeah, live close to the hills. We call it Beverly Hills. Yeah, so coming to the park, basic things you could do. A little planche. Like that. Also, you can have fun. The little upside down thing there. And actually, I think the best way to get yourself going, yeah, just wake up to the sunrise. Actually, if I built my own ideal house, it would just be like a glass cube on top of a mountain somewhere. Yes, I think that's what Kid Rock does. He just built like a trailer house on top of a hill. Good idea. No trees or nothing blocking it. Yeah, so I was actually thinking like, what would be the best car I have in LA? I think like a used Tesla Model X or S, an old one, because you don't need that much range and you have maximum space. I guess the X would be better because you have more space to like live in it. Just be like one of these homeless person living in a Tesla. Yeah, once the Prius dies, my next car will be some sort of used Tesla. So yeah, I think also something I think like, why are people into fitness, exercise? I think the big issue is that people think that it has to do with virtuosity. It doesn't. I think the best way to think about it is yeah, I think it's all about fun. I think it should be fun and it must be fun. If it ain't fun, it ain't worth doing. Alright, some more turbo thoughts for us. So yeah, ultimately the most critical thing in a car is reliability. Prius. Prius over Porsche. I'm gonna turn my Prius into the new Lamborghini Countach. It's actually funny, so Audi Lamborghini Countach was white, and I have a version of it, the toy version with the bronze rims, also looks cool. And it seems like the best rims to have is just matte black, low reflective, low visibility spray paint for the rims. Why? And the calipers, because everything just kind of blends together seamlessly. Yeah, and I mean, I guess the good thing with the Prius is like it ain't never finna break. So in that sense, it's extremely reliable. I was just wondering, it's like, is a Tesla or an electric car more reliable? Also, this is where design is super critical. Is that, like, do you remember before Elon and Tesla, all electric cars were ugly, stupid bubble cars? Even nowadays, the Chevy, Bolt, Nissan Leaf, these cars are so yeah, so unaesthetic. Some other thoughts I had was kind of the most uncommon color schemes. So for example, I don't think I've really seen many Tesla Model 3 performances in metallic gray. And I haven't also seen no Tesla Model S or X's plaid and also metallic gray. Seems uncommon as well, man. People driving out like crazy. And yeah, I was thinking too, it's like some things to do more research. It's like, how did people in the ancient world train? I mean, Milo Croton hoisting the bull over his shoulders. So like more exercises where you can just hold the weight on your shoulders and just walk it out. I mean, this is where the whole strongman yoke concept seems like a good idea. That might be my next experiment. Sandbag is also good. You could just toss the sandbag over your shoulder, walk it around. Yeah, so my thought is, it seems like the best exercises are perhaps, I mean, obviously being outdoors. I think the gymnasium, ancient Greek gymnasium, out. Yeah, it seems like the ancient Greek gymnasium, open air, flat plaza, bunch of dirt. Imagine the ancient Spartans training. Think open air. All right, some more thoughts. Beauty, male beauty towards what ends? Question mark. So some things I've gleaned. I think the problem in today's world is essentially women are marketed like a product. You know, you buy the Lamborghini, the Ferrari, the muscle car, whatever it is, and then suddenly like all these beautiful women are gonna flock to you, want to sleep with you. I don't think that's the case. And actually, it's like, then the question is like, what is the, you know, what does man really want out of woman? Contrary to modern day belief, I actually think this whole notion of just having sex simply for the sake of sexual pleasure is also like a little bit maybe misguided or empty. Biologically the purpose of coitus is to beget children. So I mean, my first simple thought is, you know, man desires beautiful women because he wants to produce beautiful children. And what is beauty really? It's a sign of health, right? Good genetics. I mean, certainly beauty is in the eye of the beholder, but there are certain I think, I mean, everything's a spectrum, right? I think there are certain harder facts, right? Like, so for example, a lot of people with certain developmental, either disabilities or, you know, diseases or downsides, you could actually see it in their facial morphology. I mean, extreme example is like, unfortunately, the kids who are born to like, what, napalm, pesticide, was it the Agent Orange in Vietnam? Very, very tragic. Yeah, so the first superficial thing is that we look at someone's face, the morphology, the height, because it's sign of health, right? And then the question is then, you know, for us men, seems like we're seeking like male beauty through muscles or whatever. Then it's like, what is that for the sake of? I don't even think it's a sake. Like another misconception is, you know, I get super jacked, get a six-pack, super big muscles, and then suddenly all the ladies will flock to me. That's not the case either. And actually, like, even my thought is like, it's not physique for the sake of I mean, like, obviously you have to look at yourself all the time. You're probably gonna, before you shower, you can see yourself naked on top of this. I just superficially want to like what I look like, right? And unfortunately, in today's world, we got so many cameras, selfie cameras, mirrors, reflections. So you're always looking at your reflection all the time, right? Like back in ancient Greek, before mirrors were invented, you probably didn't see your reflection that much, so you didn't probably care as much. And even ancient depictions of people's facial expressions and body shapes was kind of like vague, right? Like even the demigods, the gods, the heroes of the Iliad, etc. I mean, simple thoughts like strong arms, strong shoulders, torso, maybe. I don't know what else. Actually, probably the best way to see a man's strength is through his torso. His torso should be built like a trunk, and preferably their thighs, upper thighs, right? Calves, maybe legs, lower body, right? That's why the best low-key compliment I ever get is people ask me if I'm a swimmer, or second one after that is maybe rock climber, I guess, right? It's like, no, I'm a weightlifter or a stone thrower or a sandbag carrier, whatever, ancient man, strong man, power man, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, so yeah, I think then the ultimate is I don't know, I think like weightlifting, strength training, strongman, it's kind of like more about fun, curiosity, experimentation. Eating more bone marrow seems like a good idea. I mean, what is it that Achilles was raised on was bone marrow. Yeah, eat more bone marrow, feed it to your kids, etc. Yeah, it's what I'm kind of interested in. Eat more beef broth, soup broth. It's very simple. You can just buy beef shank at the local Mexican market. You know, beef shank, right? You could cut it up, either bake or instant pot or air fry the bone marrow, eat the bone marrow, and then drink the soup, because the soup's gonna have all that delicious bone marrow, beef broth, right? Eat the meat, right? So funny, everyone's like so into beef broth, but then suddenly like, but then there's this fear of eating meat. It's kind of silly. Just eat the meat, eat beef, eat lamb. Eat more liver, because liver is probably one of the most iron-rich foods. So typically, the more iron some food has, apparently it helps boost our testosterone. More natural light, more time in the sun. Apparently, being out in the sun also boosts your testosterone. Lift heavy, hype yourself up, slap yourself in the face. Oh yeah, like, I mean, go to the gym. If you don't feel no gyms, just buy a 400-pound sandbag on roguefitness.com or titan.fitness or Amazon, whatevs. Just have fun with it. Yeah, just be like a big kid. All right, stuck in traffic again. Anti-traffic lifestyle. So what does this mean? Maybe my thought. Maybe it's better to just have a bad solution, a suboptimal solution, which is super local and not the best or not great, rather than being stuck in traffic. Yeah, there's like a quadrillion things I'd rather be doing than being stuck in traffic. Especially you want to be close to your spouse and your kid. And being stuck in traffic is a sucker's game. Yeah, that's pretty bad. Yeah, so then maybe the thought is trying to design a life or lifestyle which is just 100% pedestrian friendly, right? Seems like a good idea. Yeah, I almost wonder if so much of the modern day maladies is precisely because we're stuck in traffic all the time. So yeah, up for a walking lifestyle on the streets.